All right, let's get right into it. What in the world is going on with Spider-Man 4 in the MCU? I mean, that's the million-dollar question, right? It sparked one of the biggest fan debates I've seen in a while. So in this explainer, we're going to break it all down and look at all the clues.
And this Reddit comment, wow, it pretty much sums up exactly what so many of us are feeling. I mean, think about it. After the absolute chaos of No Way Home, the ending gave us this perfect, clean slate. Peter Parker was finally back to basics, a real, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, that seemed to be the plan, right? A nice, simple, grounded story. So why is everybody so worried? What happened? Well, the problem isn't what's already happened. It's about where the story is headed next. And that, my friends, brings us to the huge conflict at the center of all this. So let's dive into it, the great multiverse debate. And you might be surprised where all this anxiety is coming from. It's not some crazy leak or a vague interview. Nope. It all starts with something as simple as a calendar. The MCU's release schedule. That's where the first major clue dropped. Okay, just take a look at this timeline. You've got Avengers Doomsday in December 2026 and Avengers Secret Wars in 2027. And what's smack dab in the middle? Yep, Spider-Man Brand New Day in July 2026. This isn't just some random placement. It's basically a giant flashing sign that this isn't going to be a simple standalone adventure. It's a bridge, a crucial piece connecting two of the biggest movies in the entire saga.
So that exact placement is what led a pretty well-known leaker, a source who, by the way, has a nearly 78.35% accuracy rate, which is pretty darn good in this game, to drop a bombshell. He concluded that the next Spider-Man film has to be another multiverse story. And that one single prediction? It was like throwing gasoline on a fire. It's what kicked off this whole debate.
And just like that, the fandom basically split right down the middle. On one side, you have people who are they're tired. They've got what you might call multiverse fatigue. They're begging for that smaller, grounded, street-level story we were promised. But then on the other side, you've got fans who see the bigger picture. They're saying, look, it's inevitable, it's part of the saga, and hey, it could be really exciting.
Okay, so just as this whole debate was really heating up, the studio dropped a clue, and it was a massive one. It pretty much changed the entire conversation. And the best part? It was hidden in plain sight the whole time. I'm talking about the title.
So the official title is Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now this isn't just some random cool-sounding title Marvel picked out of the hat. No. For comic fans, this is a huge deal. It's a direct callback to a super important storyline, and if you understand that reference well, it unlocks everything.
So, in the comics, the Brand New Day storyline was this massive reboot for Peter Parker. His marriage, his public identity, poof, magically erased. And what was he left with? A return to a grounded, street-level life. Sound familiar? I mean, that's almost a perfect mirror of where we left him at the end of No Way Home. So the title itself feels like a promise, doesn't it? It's like they're telling us, don't worry, we're getting that grounded story.
All right, moving on to Meet the New Neighborhood. Now, the evidence for a street-level story doesn't just stop with a clever title. Oh no. It's literally baked into who they hired to make this thing, the production team, and, maybe most importantly, the cast.
First up, you've got Destin Daniel Cretton directing. This is the guy who did Shang-Chi. And what did we love about that movie? The incredible character work and the amazing, grounded action. So that already points in a certain direction. But really, the biggest clue, the smoking gun, if you will, comes from who's actually in the movie.
Just look at this lineup. John Bernthal is back as the Punisher, we've got Scorpion, Tombstone, and we're probably getting Charlie Cox's Daredevil. I mean, this tells you everything you need to know, right? These aren't multiverse-hopping aliens. These are gritty, street-level criminals. These are the guys who fight in the back alleys of New York, which is exactly what producers like Kevin Feige have been promising.
Okay, so the case seems pretty much closed, right? The title, the director, the cast, it's all screaming street level. But, well, there's always a but in the MCU, isn't there? Just when everything seemed crystal clear, another casting announcement dropped and threw a giant cosmic wrench into the whole thing.
And that wrench is green. Mark Ruffalo is reportedly in this as Bruce Banner, the Hulk. I mean, think about that. An Avenger. And not just any Avenger, the Hulk. You don't call in a guy who can level a city block to deal with the purse snatcher. This one casting choice yanks the movie right back into that huge cosmic story, and suddenly we have to figure out how these two completely different ideas can possibly exist in the same movie.
So, that brings us to the big question. Spidey's impossible balancing act. How on earth do you make a grounded, street-level crime story
work when you've got an Avenger on the team and two universe-ending events happening literally right next door on the release calendar. What gives?
So when you lay out all the evidence like this, side by side, you start to realize something. Maybe it's not an either-or question. Maybe the movie isn't one or the other. Maybe it's both. The most likely answer here is that we're getting a street-level story that's happening during a multiversal crisis. Think about it. We'll get to see this massive world-ending event, but through the eyes of a hero who's just trying to protect his little corner of the world.
And really, that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? This isn't just about one movie. It's about the future of Spider-Man in the MCU. Can you really stay a friendly neighborhood hero when the entire multiverse is literally falling apart right outside your window? That's the challenge. And honestly, it's a test of what it even means to be a local hero in a universe this big and this cosmic.